Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Coach Curt Cignetti Show. Jack Benedict with you as we talk IUP football in this second week. And it was a tough week for the IUP Crimson Hawks on the road on a rainy Saturday at Kutztown University, and the Golden Bears won at 44-7. We're going to review that game and look forward to the next game. Coach, let's just start with the first quarter. I mean, you started off what appeared to be pretty good. Looked like you had a touchdown there, and one penalty on an illegal motion, I guess, was called, so that was nullified. There were 4 penalties in the first quarter alone, but you had that start, had that touchdown, counted. Things could have been different early in the game.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it. I felt really good about our preparation. Thought we warmed up well, thought our focus was really good, thought we came out with a lot of energy. Of course, it started raining really hard about 15 minutes before the game. I was a little bit nervous about Chase with the wet ball, because every once in a while in practice, the ball will slip off his hand, when he gets sweaty. So it was a concern that I had shared with a couple people. Asked him how he felt about the wet ball. He thought it would be okay. So we went out and, we lose our tight end, Brock DeSico, the second series of the game. That really hurt us. We had him wide open the first series for a touchdown, and we just didn't connect on the pass. Mm-hmm. And the next series, defense does a great job, forces a punt. Offense converts on third down, and we have a receiver cover up the tight end. And so that brings that back. Mm-hmm. Defense stops them again the next series. We go down and we score on 4th and 4. It was a beautiful play. Man coverage, good throw. Walt Pegues took the ball in the end zone for a touchdown. A lot of energy on our bench. We're up 7-0, and I said, here we go, because I could see them hanging their heads and like, this is the script right here. Mm-hmm. Well, turns out there's a flag on their sideline, and they call Walter for illegal motion. Said he was heading up the field before the ball was snapped, and so upon tape review, he did the motion exactly right. I got upset with the officials, probably more than I should have, and so it was not the nothing game. And so I think there's 3 things that kind of hit us. I think the rain, kind of affected our passing game a little bit. Mm-hmm. And losing the tight end really hurt us. And then every time we got something going on offense, we really had 2 silly penalties. Twice the receiver covered up the tight end on big gains. And then the call on the touchdown pass. And so it was nip and tuck, in the first half from that point on. Yeah,
and you mentioned about DeSico getting hurt in the first quarter, and anybody who has seen him play, he's the type of player that, he's a tight end, yes, but you can line him up in a lot of places. You can set, so you can put him in a slot or whatever you want to do, so he's an integral part of this.
He's an absolute difference maker at this level, and when you have a great tight end, it's kind of like a security blanket for the quarterback, because those are shorter throws than throwing the ball out wide. So we had a very big tight end game plan in the pass game going into this game. And when we lost Brock, we lost about 35% of our pass game. Mm-hmm. But we still had a lot of open receivers, and sometimes we connected, and sometimes the ball didn't quite come off right. And so it's not an excuse. Those are things we got to overcome.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, there were 11 penalties against IUP in the game for 106 yards, and there were a couple we'll call questionable calls. Sometimes you're going to get them, sometimes you don't. And this particular day, you didn't.
Well, I think the penalties fall into 2 categories. There were the penalties that happened in the first half that had a decisive effect on the momentum of the game, being the touchdown that got called back, and then a pass interference call on Jarrell McFadden on their first touchdown drive, where he played the ball exactly how you coach it, and their receiver jumped on his back, and they threw the flag, and I said, okay, they're calling offensive interference. When they called defensive interference, I was absolutely beside myself. I just couldn't believe it. And 2 plays later, they scored a touchdown and went up 6-0. I think the penalties that occurred at the end of the game were out of frustration. I'm disappointed and embarrassed by those. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We got to clean that up. Mm-hmm. I know our guys are disappointed the way the game went at the end, but you still have to maintain your poise and your class. So I don't condone that by any means.
Mm-hmm. By the way, on that interference call, probably the least of which was just a no call. might have been a thing even, But in any event, that's gone. So it's 20-7 at the half. But so you still have a shot. I mean, there's a whole half game to be played. What was the approach at halftime?
Well, going into halftime, first of all, I think I made a game management error when we were down 13-7 and got the ball back on offense with 2 minutes to go. We probably should have ran the ball and gone in the locker room. And we went into it kind of a 2-minute mode and threw an interception, and they got another quick one before the half. So at halftime, I thought we made some pretty good adjustments. And we didn't need to make any adjustments really on offense. It was strictly execution. Open receivers, not being able to get the ball to the running back in the run game. So we came out in the second half, 3 and out on defense, and couldn't get anything going on offense, held them again on defense. And once again, shot ourselves in the foot on offense, held them again, got the ball down, 4th and 1 in their territory. We had two tries to make 1 yard and couldn't get it done. What was the approach at halftime? I told the guys very simply, I said, look guys, 3 things: passion, energy, and do your job, and we will win this game. And they came out with a lot of energy, but we just couldn't get in sync offensively. And the defense wasn't perfect. I mean, we couldn't get them off the field on 3rd down in the first half. We gave them too many easy throws on 3rd and medium for first downs. And we had a lot of busts, a lot of missed assignments in our pass coverage. I thought we played very well up front. They had a hard time blocking us. We had some busts at the linebacker position. We got a lot of youth in the secondary. So, it was a really rough day. I mean, it was disappointing by no means. I mean, it was extremely disappointing.
Even we're talking about the lack of execution at 4th and 1, where you're bunched. I think you're at their 46-yard line, and you float the fullback out there, Dubowski, and just didn't execute the play.
I really believe 20-7, we had the ball in their territory. If we could punch one in, that the momentum would be on our side and that we would win the game. I had no doubt in my mind about that. All we had to do was get one in. We had two tries to make 1 yard, and I didn't think the back made a very good run on the 3rd and 1 play. And then we missed the open receiver on the 4th and 1 play, kind of rushed the throw a little bit. But that's football, and you got to learn from those things and improve.
One thing I wanted to ask you, and I know some of the fans probably thought, Izzy Green carried the ball one time for 36 yards. In fact, he was the leading rusher. But you tell me now, I didn't realize at the time, he actually injured his foot, was it?
Yeah, he did. And, I wanted to get him about 15 carries in the game, and he went in one play and busted a run down to about the 4-yard line and hurt his heel and wasn't available for the rest of the game. So, his status is questionable today as we do the show.
Lock Haven's coming up. It's a noon kickoff on Saturday. I think they won 3 games last year. They are improved. John Allen's their coach. They have lost 2 games, but they've been tight in both, both games. I don't know how much your scouting report on them and just the approach of going into the next game after a loss.
Yeah, well, Lock Haven's an improved team. They are 0-2, but you can see on tape that they have improved every year. This is all about our team right now and improving our team and bouncing back from disappointment. It's a very young season still with a lot of young players that first time on the road and in adverse conditions. And so we have a lot of areas as coaches. We can do a better job of coaching in all 3 phases of the game. There's some things that we need to tighten up. We might need to simplify some things, what we're doing. Maybe we're just a little too complicated right now with so many young guys. We've played 11 freshmen and we have 4 transfers. Those 15 guys that have played have really had less than 22 full practices here at IUP. So there might be a lot of things that we know on the blackboard that we've been doing for 20 years or however long, and but they don't really know it yet. And so we have to improve our execution. That's the bottom line.
Yeah. Of course, usually your first day back is a little easier, and typically, and then your hard days of work are Tuesdays, Wednesdays. I'm sure that This seems to be the type of team that will be resilient and bounce
Yeah.
back and play hard for you.
Yeah, I think our team's going to have a good attitude in terms of bouncing back. I think they are probably we're in a little bit of shock about the way the game went. I could have controlled the final score, and got us out of there, with a 14-point loss. But that wasn't my goal. Was to win the game, and that's why we kept throwing, and it got worse, because we weren't successful. I'm not going to panic. Our Monday schedule is going to be our Monday schedule. Our Tuesday is going to be our Tuesday, and so on and so forth. I'm going to talk to the team about a few things, about how we prepared for this game. Did we prepare the same as we prepared for the opener? And that we have to be a scratch and claw team. We've prided ourselves on being a dominant team for a long time, and that's good if things are going your way. Okay, but when things don't go your way, you got to be able to persevere and handle adversity. So with all the new guys on this football team and all the youth, maybe our motto needs to be a little bit more scratch and claw, and persevere. Because, we're going to be in a lot of close football games, I think, and we're going to have to find a way to win them.
Yeah.
And there by no means have I given up, anything. It's just improve every single day. Now, we do have areas of concern because of our youth. But look, I think that it's there, the potential's there. It's up to us to get it out of them. And I think the kids are going to respond. We have a great group of kids. So
It's a lot of similarities to last year when you got down with a couple of losses, had to bounce back, got stronger as the year went along, and hopefully that'll be the same thing.
Right. So we're going to have a great Monday today and get ready for this next opponent, Lock Haven. And tomorrow we're going to have a great Tuesday. And I can't wait to get back out on the playing field, I can tell you that.
Okay, day by day. Good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Jack.
And we want to tell you that next up, it's Lock Haven, and that is a noon kickoff. It's a little shorter trip there, so you might want to head over the mountain and come on, see IUP play, and we'll have all the coverage for you, too. Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Coach Curt Cignetti, Jack Benedict here, and we will see you next week with IUP football.